Those are calls you never forget. You know, those, like, I could tell you calls. I'd probably start crying right now if I talked about it.
I mean, if you don't mind, you want to share one? I mean, what's if you don't have to, but if you're comfortable with it, what's one of the most worst memorable calls that you've had to go on?
Um, I was a paramedic in San Mateo County,
Okay.
and we there was a call. It gives me the shivers until, like, even now. So it was a young kid that had been beaten ruthlessly by a boyfriend of this lady, and I believe she was like 7 or 8, and he threw her out the window, and he threw her out the window, and she was just like, I wasn't running the call, but we were there because it was
Mm-hmm.
a multi casualty thing, and it was a big deal because I mean, obviously this guy was arrested and somebody took him to the hospital, and so the kid got taken to Stanford, and we were at Stanford, and the crew. You know, when you bring in something like that, you've got a huge trauma team, and Stanford's a trauma hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember nurses, doctors, cops, paramedics, and
Mm-hmm.
firefighters. So they worked on her for an hour, and they pronounced her dead.
Oh.
And there wasn't a dry eye in the place, like, not one. We were, and I'll never forget that, because you know, you go through this. I feel sorry for this kid. To this, I wish I was in the ambulance with this guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, you want to mete out justice. Obviously, you
Sure.
can't do that, but you know, in your fantasy head, you want to do that, because I had a young kids at the time
Yeah.
too, and I'm like, who does that kind of stuff, you know?
Evil.
So that's, you know, it's the as jaded as someone can become, you cannot when it comes to that kind of stuff. If you are, you have no soul, and you shouldn't even be in that job.